Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, folks, Empire Video Series V's I've been for the while. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm counting this as a sub sandwich review. Okay, that's what's happening, so live with it. I don't know about the technicalities, I'm counting it as a sub sandwich. But anyway, we'll get to that. Folks, super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items. I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm inside my truck. Whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, why I wear super cool shirts? I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Boom, it's my non-point shirt. See? It says so 4 times. If you are not familiar with the band Non-Points, been around, I think at least since like the mid to late 90s. Again, you know, they sort of came up with like the new metal era stuff and everything. They're a little bit reminiscent of, I'd say they've got some similar elements to like Head PE, a little bit of some POD kind of stuff, a little bit. I really like their stuff. I actually got to see them perform not too long ago. At the time I'm doing this, they were El Nino, another band. Again, some elements. They were, like I said, they were performing on tour with, it was Cold Chamber, Mudvayne, Butcher Babies, Guar, and then themselves on the Psychotherapy Sessions tour. I really fucking love these guys. They put on a phenomenal show. I actually got a couple videos of their set. It's on this channel, just in case you're interested. And I got a bunch of videos from other concerts I've been to, again, just in case you're interested. But, anyway, what are we trying today, folks? What are we doing? Why am I considering it a sub sandwich? Well, since I'm considering it a sub sandwich, there's three things that I need to go into real quick. Number one, for over half a year now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. Okay, I've been hitting up basically every location I can that has sub sandwiches available, whether it's chain locations, delis, gas stations, you name it, I'm hitting it. Number two, I have an entire playlist called Subs for Subs. That is where my sub sandwich review goes. So if you are interested in my sub sandwich reviews, that's where they're going to be, right in that playlist. Very final thing, folks. If you do like my sub sandwich reviews, you're interested, you got the playlist going. Here's the other thing. Sunday is sub day. Sunday is the day when I upload my sub sandwich reviews. So if you're wanting more, just wait till Sunday. You'll get at least 2. But anyway, what am I reviewing for you again? Why are we considering it a sub? Why is it even up for today? Boom! It's a big-ass sandwich from Panera Bread. I just got through reviewing their Mexican street corn chowder. Go watch that review. And I had to pick up a sandwich. What sandwich is it specifically? It is their brand new Black Forest ham and Gouda melt. Now, it says a melt. Again, I'm counting it as a sub sandwich because, come on. But for all intents and purposes, it is a melt. It consists of Black Forest ham, smoked Gouda, arugula, country mustard on a toasted French baguette. It cost me $10.59. So, let's open it up. Let's take a look. See how it is. And if you don't feel that it's a sub sandwich, well, that's fair enough, okay? I'm just... Look at this! What am I even with this? Oh, man, I should have asked for it to be cut or something. I mean, I guess it's like, is it a sub because it's technically not connected at the bottom anymore, so I'm still counting this as a fucking sub. Look at that thing. What am I supposed to? It's so large. So anyway, let's try a melt sub thing from Panera. Let's give it a go. Oh. That is a crispy baguette. Very crispy. But I like it. It's not like overdone. It's got that nice crispiness on the outside. Inside is nice and soft. Very flavorful too. I appreciate that. Definitely getting that country mustard. It's nice. It's got a nice tanginess. It's also got a little bit of a sweetness to it. I like the mustard they use. Try to get a little bit more. It is a chewy ass baguette though. I mean, it's tasty. It's definitely very tasty. I want to get in more with the... See, this is the only thing. I wish they would at least cut it in half, because then I could go from like one side or the other, try to get more of the meat and the Gouda. Whereas at the ends, it tends to be a little less prominent. It's melted nicely. The arugula I'm a little bit here or there on. I think it does kind of add a little bit. It adds some freshness, a little bit of a contrast to some of the other flavors. But arugula, yeah, I mean, it can be a little bit hit or miss depending on how you use it. It's definitely got a very distinct taste. I'll say this right now. I want more ham. Because I feel like you're really only getting you're just getting 2 strips of ham. And I feel like that's too little. You need more ham. Even with it being Black Forest ham, if you want it to really stand out, which it should, you're going to need more ham than that. Lack of ham is definitely a problem. But it is tasty. I appreciate a lot of what's going on with it. Like I said, the arugula, I'm here or there on. I kind of like it. I think the thing that's hurting me a little bit with the arugula is actually more of a texture thing. Because some pieces, like you got the leaves, but in some, I'm getting a little bit of the stems. And it's just a weird sensation in my mouth. I would say the mustard is probably doing the most in terms of flavor. It's mixing it a little bit with the Gouda. Gouda's got a nice flavor to it. Okay. That time I got more ham. See, again, they'd cut it in the middle. I could piece things out a little bit better. But, yeah. Now that I've got more ham, it can stand out. It's got that nice, deep, dark flavor to it. It's really distinct. And that works really nice. When you get a bite where everything is in the proper proportions, this is really good. Because you got the deepness of the ham, you got the Gouda doing its thing, you got the arugula kind of cutting through a little bit, again, creating a little contrast, and then you've got the tanginess and the sweetness of the mustard, which is prominent, but not overly so. It's not trying to steal the show. It's just definitely doing, decent amount of lifting. But it's got tanginess, it's got cheesiness, it's got a meatiness, and then it's got, again, that little bit of freshness and a little bit of contrast with the arugula. I mean, like I said, I think when you get everything together, that's really good. I just wish I didn't have to eat through half the damn sandwich to get to that point. Because, I mean, that is a decent amount of ham. everything up until that was like, it was really taking a while. You know what? Okay. My opinion is swayed somewhat since the original. That's part of the reason why, like, I try to give it as much of a chance as I can. You know, I want it to do well. You know what? Okay. 2 questions have to be asked, folks. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. Go with me on this. So, I think, even though I was a little bit disappointed at first, I do think overall the sandwich saved itself. The ingredients taste really good. There's definitely a certain level of quality to it. And for a little over $10, it's not a terrible price range for a big-ass sandwich. Now, if I'm counting it as a sub sandwich, which I am for the sake of this, how does it stack up against other sub sandwiches? Well, it's not as meaty as a lot of them, I would say that. So that kind of works against it. But if I'm thinking of it in terms of, like, you know, a toasted sub kind of thing, yeah, I think it's got good flavors at play, and I think that there's a lot to like about it. Like, it's one of those things where it's a very simple sandwich elevated by good ingredients. And I think when all those ingredients work together, it really does work very well. So I would potentially get it again, because again, price line wise and everything, it's not bad, and it is a tasty sandwich with, like I said, some solid ingredients. Now, as for recommending it, here's the thing. Should you run out and get it? No. It's not that great. And if you're taking it into account of being along the lines of a sub sandwich, I would recommend other sub sandwich places. But, now that said, if you are going to Panera anyway, and Panera has some good food, this being especially a new item, I think does have a lot of merit to it. And like I said for myself, it is something I could see getting again. You know, I do think there's genuinely something to it that makes me want to go back to it. I would probably say go to Jersey Mike's before you go to Panera for it. But, again, if you're already going to Panera, I do think it's a good menu item for them. That's just me. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest, much stupendous rest here, folks. You can go in there and have yourselves a truly sub-sandwich titled melt-tastic rest of your life. Because, I mean, again, you can call it a melt, but I'm calling it a sub-sandwich. If you want to get into semantics, we can argue about it and stuff, but it doesn't matter to me. It's a big-ass sandwich with a lot of bread. I'm calling it a sub-sandwich. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in your world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you can't do all the time. I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Life can be very stressful, very frustrating. We can't always be eating big-ass sandwiches that we retitled all willy-nilly because it fits the format of our show better. When we do run into situations, though, that are stressful, frustrating, etc., take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there. Maybe you're going to start titling things that are not sub-sandwiches as sub-sandwiches. Maybe you're going to go over there and you're going to go out to your, the 2004 Chevy Cavalier. I had one of those. Maybe you're going to go out there and be like, fuck that. It's a sub-sandwich now. So then you're going to be driving around in your sub-sandwich mobile, having a good old time. Maybe every now and again you tear some insulation off to start chewing on it. Probably not the best plan in the world, but I mean, if you're dedicated to it, if you think sub-sandwich, therefore it is sub-sandwich. I have to believe that, folks, because that's my personal philosophy. Or conversely, that was a whole bunch of bullshit that I just said. Eat whatever sub-sandwiches you want, man. Like I said, I think this qualifies as a sub-sandwich. That's just me. Bye.